Welcome, everybody. We are going to start our fourth episode of the Perfect Tips and Tricks in just a second here. We'll give everybody a second to join us. We're super happy to have you all on this Monday morning. It's very fun to be back here with you guys. Hope the weather is nice where you are. I am in beautiful Chicago, Illinois, and we got 6 inches of snow last night. So, feeling extra springy around here. Hopefully your weather is a little nicer. All right, hopefully we've got some people joining us. Give it one more second for everybody to catch up here. It looks like we're having internet issues because everybody in the whole world is working online today. So we'll get caught up together. But I wanted to go over what we're going to be doing on today's episode. I'm really excited. We have Kellie rushing with us. She's hanging out in the background until it is her time. She's going to be talking to you guys all about napkins and monogramming on napkins and the best way to get the most out of your stabilizer, which everybody really always wants to do, be as efficient as possible. So we're going to do that. We will catch up with her in a few moments. Hi, everybody. Hi from Portland, Oregon. Gosh, I bet your weather is just as nice there as it is here. All right. Okay, well, we'll just carry on and hopefully it'll all catch up. So, again, welcome to our fourth episode of the Perfect Tips and Tricks. I'm Kellie with OESD, and it is awesome to be with you guys today. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do some really fun stuff, as always. Let's get this sorted out here. Something different about today is that we are broadcasting to you on our public page. So we're coming to you from our OESD Facebook page. We will typically be on our private Perfect Stitch group. So if you're joining us from and you are not a member of the Perfect Stitch, I would suggest that you join us. Later on, early next month, we're going to be doing some embroidery alongs and really cool things. So if you aren't a member of the Perfect Stitch, which is our private Facebook group, I would strongly suggest you join us. Please do. We have a really good time. It's a private group, which is really fun. So only the people in the group will see what you post. So if you're working on projects for someone out there in the world and you don't want your sister-in-law to see what you're working on, it's a private group. It's called the Perfect Stitch with OESD. You can search for it on Facebook and then click join. Something to know it's important is you have to agree to our membership rules. And that just protects all of us. We ask that you're kind and you don't, say anything cranky to people. So if you just agree to the rules, we let you in and then we have a great time. So we hope that you will join us. So we are going to start our class today. It's a class with Miss Kellie rushing. So let me pop over to her. She's hiding in the background. We can't hear you yet, Kellie, which is okay, but I just wanted to introduce Kellie. Kellie Rushing is one of our amazing OESD educators. A lot of you may know her. She travels around and does events at all of your local stores, and she is really looking forward to getting back out there and seeing all of you again. But for now, she's going to be teaching you today about napkins. So, Kellie, I think you're on. So, have at it.
All right. Hi, guys. I am super excited to be here. I'm missing people, let me tell you. We walk around the neighborhood and wave at everybody. And luckily, my sewing room is looking right outside, so I get to watch my birds when I'm ironing and things. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about napkins, one of my favorite things to do. I've been using cloth napkins for years and years and years. And for a long time, my kids didn't even know that there were paper napkins. So I like to have napkins for every occasion. So I'm going to go through the steps of how to make the napkins for you. And I have one finished right here. This is, I love this collection. It's the freestanding lace fruit tablecloth and napkin corners. And I just love that it has this pretty lace on it. And then it has some little, this is the strawberry one here. So when you are doing napkins like this, when you have a lace corner, you want to use Aquamesh stabilizer, which is a water soluble stabilizer. And it's made out of a natural starch. So it rinses away very easily in warm running water. It won't harm your pipes or anything like that. What we're actually going to be using is Aquamesh Plus, which is our stabilizer that has an adhesive on it. And the adhesive is deactivated with water, so it doesn't leave any sticky at all on your napkin. So this is a piece of the stabilizer, and it has this side right here is shiny, and then this side is a dull side. And so the dull side is actually my stabilizer. So when you're hooping this, you want to make sure that you hoop it with the shiny side up. And so I've got a hoop here. So I've hooped mine, and I've also scored it with a pin. And so what you're going to do is once you have scored it, you're going to pull the paper off like so, and then it's sticky. And the reason we need it sticky is because we're going to be sticking our napkin down to it, and that will hold our napkin in place. So once you have pulled all the paper off and put the hoop on the machine, then you're going to stitch the first step, which is the placement stitch. So you can see this. I put it on black, so hopefully you can see it. But it stitches a placement line. I'm going to put it closer to the camera of where you need to place the napkin. So do you see these little edges that come up right here? The corners of the napkin, the edges of the napkin are going to go there. So here is my napkin placed along, I don't know if you can see them or not, right there and there. And then the next step that stitches is this tack down stitch. And our digitizers actually digitize two rows of stitching that are offset just a tiny little bit. And the reason they do that is because when we trim our fabrics, for applique or anything like this, we want to make sure that we trim really, really close to that line so that we don't have any fibers sticking out, because there's nothing that drives me more crazy is to do a pretty applique or something and then have little fibers sticking out, or cutting too close and then my cover stitch doesn't cover it. I mean, I think we've all been there where we think, oh, we've got this really nice, and then our fabric is pulling out of our cover stitch and it's just kind of ruined. So I love that our digitizers do that for us. So then after we stitch that placement or that tack down stitch, we're going to trim this corner away. So you just get your scissors, trim really, really close to your tack down stitch, and then you're going to put your hoop back on the machine. Now, of course, you're never going to take this out of the hoop while you're working on it. I know you laugh when I say that, but it happens. People take it out of the hoop and then put it back in. Luckily, with our machines today, we have so many different placement tools. Like I'm gonna finish these napkins, so I'll be putting these back in my hoop, and I'll be fixing it so that I can finish these napkins because I want a whole set of 4 napkins. But anyway, so never take this out of the hoop. Put this back on the machine when you're finished. And then the next thing that stitches is this part right here. So it covers up your raw edge right there, and then it adds the strawberry. Now, it doesn't quite cover up right down here at the bottom, and that's because the lace has to have something to attach to. So the last thing that stitches, and I don't have that in a hoop, but I have it right here, is the lace corner. And so I have a really cute story. It was so sweet. I was at a store, and there was a young lady in class, and she said, I didn't get my lace corner in my kit. And I said, well, that's because your machine's going to make it. And she just couldn't believe that our machines could make lace. And so she was pretty amazed. So the very last thing that stitches is that lace. And then when you get finished, because this is a water soluble, you're going to trim that stabilizer in about a 1/2 inch from your design. You don't have to go any closer because it's going to wash out. If you go closer, you may end up cutting your stitches or something like that, and that's no fun. So that's all there is really to stitching a lace corner. And I I should have brought it in here with me, but you know, I like to wear things that are embroidered. So I actually took some lace corners and I put them on the bottom corners of a tunic, a sweater that I got at just one of the big box stores. And I have lace corners on all four corners of my tunic, and it's really pretty. So just because something says it's a napkin corner or, you know, a bookmark or something like that, there's lots of other things you can do with those projects, not just home deck. Okay, and then last, I want to talk to you about my little tip for doing multiple napkins at a time, because we never really just do one napkin, or I don't anyway. And so I like to save stabilizer and save time. So what I do is I actually hoop an entire jumbo, maxi, whatever big hoop you have with stabilizer. And this project is I found these beautiful red napkins in my stash. You know, I'm always buying stuff that doesn't have embroidery on it. And so I thought these would look really pretty with this new collection. It's, I think it's homemade. Carrie's going to tell you, but it's by Shannon Roberts. It's an alphabet with an upper and lower case, and then a bunch of swirls, and it's beautiful. And so I did this napkin with a bunch of different initials. And so what I do is with these, I'm not going to be using aqua mesh. I'm going to use Stable Stick Tearaway, which is a sticky stabilizer. So I hooped it with the paper side up, tore the paper off. And then what I do, and let me see if I can show you real quick, is I pull all the paper off, and then I move my design to the top, and I stitch my design up here, okay? And so then I can pull this out of the way, and then I can, depending on the size of the design, which these were kind of big, I can usually do 2 across. I know this looks really awkward, but do it top to bottom and right to left. Your napkins are not in the way of your next napkin. So I've got that one taped up. So when I finished, I just taped that and moved it out of the way. And then I put this napkin on. Actually, no, I did this one. I'm such a goober. Okay, so I did this one, and then the last one was here on the bottom. So, you know, depending on the size, I know this looks really crazy, but depending on the size of the design you do, you can put a bunch of napkins in one hooping. And then once you're finished, you just tear all the napkins out at one time, but it gives you just, you know, a few less hoopings and saves your stabilizer. So that's my tip for you. I did my blouse, and my blouse is with a Tula Pink Imaginary Menagerie, and they have 2 designs, you know, mirror imaged, and I always print, I don't know if you can see that, on our Stable Stick template sheets. And so I put my templates here and got them placed just right. And then I have this cute little bee on my collars. So I'm always looking for something to embroider. Like, I'm kind of an embroidery crazy person. So I think I'm finished with my part, and Carrie is going to show you all the cool things that people did with the Jackie Robinson wildflowers over the weekend. I can't wait to see them, because I know everybody did some really fantastic stuff. So I'm going to mute myself and throw it back to Carrie.
Thank you, Miss Kelly. That was a joy to see you. You know, I think in these times, even just seeing each other's faces makes everything feel normal. You know, it was great to see you. So here is the collection that Kelly used for today's napkin. Handcrafted monograms by Shannon Roberts. Shannon Roberts is an amazing chalkboard artist, and you can really see that in these letters. Our digitizers have done an amazing job of translating her chalkboard art into letters. So this collection has a full uppercase and full lowercase alphabet. And just remember, these alphabets are not a typable alphabet, but you would use each element as separate. You can combine them to create words, of course. And then there's also a whole bunch of little flourishes and doodads, and also some beautiful little quotes. So I happen to really like this Everything Happens for a Reason. I think we're all trying to figure out what the heck the reason is currently, but it will become clear to us at some point. I have faith in that. So the other collection that Kelly used was the Fruit tablecloth, and napkin corners. That's collection 12810. And that is a freestanding lace napkin and tablecloth collection. So the difference between the two is scale, really. So the napkin corners technically are smaller. The tablecloth corners are larger. In this sample here on the left, you can see, though, I made those, and I really liked the bigger ones, so I put those on my napkins. They're a little bit flashier, but it's up to you. There are no napkin police. You get to do whatever you want. And then, of course, Tula Pink's Imaginary Menagerie was the design that Kellie used on her blouse, which was also really cool. It's neat to sometimes take the elements in a collection and do something different with them. This bird on the left is the feature image for this collection, and it's definitely funky. You know, it's really very Tula. But if you go into collections, sometimes the designs in there are not what you'd expect. So never judge a book by its cover or a collection by its cover image. So now for the fun part. I guess it's all fun, so I take that back. Now for the different fun part. We are going to show off all of the projects that you guys sent in for Jackie's Flowers Show and Tell. On Friday, we did a call with Jackie Robinson, and you guys made some amazing projects. I'm so sorry if I don't have your project on here. I tried to find them all, but keep them coming. The code is still good. I will give that code again at the end of this, and you guys can keep making those projects. It was such a joy to see them all come in. Here's some great banners from Mary Eunice Weinkoff. They are just beautiful, and hope is a good word to hang on to right now. Miss Donna Ralph made some awesome greeting cards, and I happen to know Donna from my time at my store in Buffalo, New York, and she is a greeting card expert. So she uses fabric on top of the cards, and that keeps the design from perforating the paper. She's on the Perfect Stitch, so if you want to ask her questions, I'm sure she'd be happy to answer them. Linda made this great towel. We are all focusing on happy mantras right now. Life is good. I love the colors on this one. Ginny made this cheerful little mug rug. I think it's just beautiful for under your cup of tea. And of course, Jackie Robinson herself put her lupines on a pair of blue capri pants for when the weather turns nicer. These are an amazing set of napkins from Dodie. And again, Dodie, I'm sorry if that's not how you pronounce your name. I apologize, but these look beautiful. I love them all together like that. Someone commented, look like a beautiful skirt. And Miss Dot also made a greeting card. I love this. It looks like you used variegated thread on the petals for the flowers, which is a really cool look. Ginny, happy spring. Here's hoping, Ginny. I hope you live somewhere where it's springy. Julianne also made a set of napkins. These are great for napkins because 6 is a good number for a set of napkins for sure. Joan, beautiful little pincushion with the perfectly coordinated fabric. Gloria, I was very impressed by this. Gloria took it up a notch and made a great pieced table runner. Wonderful job. She did mention that the rose is not in this collection, but that's all right. Good use of other designs. And Mike Doe, who is a dear friend of ours here at OESD, he used his Melco multi-needle to make an apron, a garden apron for his wife. I love that. Kimberly, who is one of our educators, used her designs to make a wreath around a monogram. Beautiful. Miss Melissa Bogart put them on a Peter Pan collar. I love this. It's very sweet. Great job, Melissa. And Judy put them on a tote bag. It's a great scale for that. Sharon, who's another one of our educators, used cork and a stitch on her machine to make a cork planter. Such a creative use. I love embroidering on cork. If you haven't tried it yet, go for it. It can stand up to pretty dense stitching. You can see this. This is not a super light design. The cork can handle it no problem. So, want to make your own Jackie's Flowers project? The code is there. Use code PERFECTSTITCH320 for 100% off that collection. 100% also known as free. Somebody was teasing me a little bit on the Facebook group, 100% off or free, whichever way you want to call it. And that is valid through the 27th. So still plenty of time for you to get in on the project, and then tag that in our group, #Jackie's Flowers, and we can all enjoy. So I thought just for a minute, I would also share with you, we have a new collection that released today on embroidery on our website, embroideryonline.com. Ann Lauer, who is a favorite of ours, has a new peacock flourish collection. Beautiful. I mean, her stuff is always just beyond words, for sure. So to celebrate that, we are having a promotion. Her collections are buy one, get one free. A couple of you guys had some trouble with that promotion this morning. Our apologies. It's all sorted out now. So if you haven't taken advantage, all of Ann Lauer's collections are buy one, get one free through the 26th, including Catitude and Dog on It and her beautiful florals. So it's a great time to just get some designs if you don't have them in your collection already. So, and last but not least, it's a lot today. We have Kimberly Dodson tomorrow, another fabulous educator. She is going to be talking to you all about applique, trim and place applique, pre-cut applique, why our embroidery applique is almost foolproof. She's going to be talking to you guys all about that. So I hope you can join us tomorrow again, right here, 1 o'clock. And we are so happy you all join us. The other thing I'd ask of you guys, if you have questions or something you want me to talk about or guests you want me to bring on, leave it in the comments. You know, let me know what topics you want to learn more about, or you just have a show off, you want to show something off, or you want to do a stitch along. Let me know, and we got lots of time to fill up with you guys. So just leave a comment, and we'll get to it. So thank you guys so much for joining me again today. For the 4th episode of Perfect Tips and Tricks. We are going to see you again tomorrow, and happy stitching. Thanks a lot.